The internet didn't just light up today, it combusted like someone microwaved a metal fork. Because Hazel-E just unleashed a verbal earthquake on Chrisean Rock so brutal, so unexpected, so unfiltered, even Zeus network executives had to clutch their pearls. This wasn't shade. This wasn't petty beef. This was a full-on verbal demolition delivered with the confidence of a woman who woke up and said, "You know what? I'm ending somebody's Wi-Fi today." And the moment her words hit the timeline, fans didn't walk, they sprinted like the Olympics depended on it, but the real explosion came when Chrisean reacted. Not calmly. Not strategically. No PR polish, no media training, no adult supervision, just raw, chaotic, Chrisean energy melting down in front of millions. Her face twitched. Her voice cracked. Her ego combusted like cheap fireworks. It was the kind of meltdown that made the Kardashian fights look like wholesome family bonding. People weren't just shocked, they were spiritually concerned. Because when someone gets that loud, that fast, that unhinged, it usually means the truth hit a nerve big enough to power a small city. And today, we're diving into every bomb Hazel dropped, every chaotic reaction Chrisean fired back, and every jaw-dropping moment that turned this into the messiest celebrity showdown of the year. Buckle up, it gets wild. The eruption began like all legendary celebrity disasters do, one messy post, one unhinged comment, and one woman who has absolutely nothing to lose. Hazel-E hopped online with the confidence of someone who'd spent the whole morning rehearsing her drag in the mirror and said, "Let's talk about Chrisean Rock." And instantly, the timeline went silent. Hazel-E is not known for subtlety, she speaks with the same energy as someone flipping a table at Thanksgiving dinner. So when she started exposing details, the internet braced itself like they were watching the first 5 seconds before a tornado touches down. Hazel didn't just go in, she went in with names, examples, and nuclear-level shade. According to Hazel, Chrisean wasn't just messy, she was dangerously irresponsible, constantly sabotaging her own circle and pretending to be tougher than she actually is. Those words didn't just sting. They punched a hole through the algorithm. Hazel said it with the calm fury of someone who's been holding receipts for years and finally reached her breaking point. She exposed alleged behind-the-scenes behavior, hinted at hidden drama, and accused Chrisean of acting like a walking disaster wrapped in blue hair and delusion. Fans didn't even finish reading before running to comment sections to riot. This wasn't tea, this was boiling lava, right away. Old clips resurfaced showing Hazel and Chrisean crossing paths with tension thicker than Carlos's resentment for Chrisean's entire existence. The internet put those clips side by side with Hazel's new accusations like they were building a case in court. They zoomed in, slowed down, analyzed body language, and acted like FBI agents discovering classified files. Suddenly, every old side-eye, every awkward pause, every weird smile became proof. Whether Hazel was right or wrong didn't matter, her confidence made it sound like gospel. And the internet loves gospel more than facts. Chrisean's fanbase tried their best to defend her, but Hazel had walked into this with a precision the fans weren't expecting. She brought up situations where Chrisean allegedly ruined friendships, betrayed trust, or caused chaos just for the thrill of it. She talked about Chrisean leaving people stranded, picking fights for attention, and fabricating stories to stay relevant. Hazel dropped these claims like she was narrating a Netflix documentary called The Downfall of a Menace. People ate it up instantly. Even folks who didn't know Hazel-E before this started calling her the historian of Chrisean's mess. Then Hazel dropped the bomb, the one accusation fans weren't ready for. She claimed Chrisean had specifically wronged her behind the scenes and acted innocent when confronted. She said Chrisean had lied, manipulated, and played victim every time someone held her accountable. Hazel described her as professionally chaotic, which instantly became the quote of the day. Memes exploded. People edited Chrisean's face onto caution signs. Others turned Hazel's rant into dramatic monologues. The internet became a playground for shade, jokes, and emotional damage. And through all the noise, Hazel didn't back down for a second, but nothing, and I mean nothing, drove the internet crazier than Hazel's tone. She spoke like a tired auntie who'd watched one too many family fights and finally snapped. She didn't yell. She didn't cry. She didn't stutter. She spoke with a calm, almost prophetic disappointment that made the drama 10 times worse. When someone drags you quietly, the world listens louder. Hazel triggered a moral panic without even raising her voice. People started questioning everything they thought they knew about Chrisean. The narrative shifted from Chrisean is crazy to Chrisean might be the problem. Once those words left Hazel's mouth, the domino effect began. Other influencers chimed in, claiming Hazel wasn't lying. They said they'd seen similar behavior, that they'd avoided Chrisean because she was unpredictable, and that Hazel was finally saying what everyone else was afraid to. That phrase alone, what everyone else was afraid to say, blew the scandal into orbit. Suddenly, Chrisean wasn't battling Hazel-E, she was battling an entire industry whispering behind her back. The timeline went from chaotic to apocalyptic in seconds, and then came the receipts, or the alleged receipts. Hazel posted timestamps, quotes, screenshots with scribbles on them, and clips that hinted at private conversations. The internet treated these with the seriousness of courtroom evidence, even though half of them were blurry enough to be modern art. People slowed them down, zoomed in, and acted like forensic investigators. TikTok creators narrated them with spooky music. Reddit users connected dots that didn't exist. And Instagram blogs reposted everything with clickbait captions like, Hazel-E finally exposes the truth. Chrisean tried ignoring it at first, but that lasted about as long as a Blueface apology. She hopped online in full meltdown mode, dragging Hazel with the emotional intensity of someone fighting demons, rivals, and a malfunctioning ring light simultaneously. She yelled that Hazel was jealous, irrelevant, clout-chasing, and pressed for no reason. But the more she yelled, the more unhinged she sounded. Chrisean forgot the internet doesn't reward loudness, it rewards strategy. And she came in with zero strategy and maximum chaos. Fans noticed instantly. They said Chrisean was too emotional, too defensive, too triggered. They said Hazel's accusations must have hit a nerve. Others said Chrisean was panicking because the truth was finally catching up. Her meltdown wasn't helping. It was exposing cracks in her story. The internet doesn't trust rage, it trusts calm confidence. And Hazel had spoken with calmness that roasted Chrisean harder than any screaming match ever could. Chrisean's rant spiraled into accusations of jealousy, rumors, and betrayal, but none of it addressed Hazel's original points. People wrote, she's yelling but saying nothing. Others said, if it wasn't true, she wouldn't be reacting like this. Her meltdown became Exhibit A in the court of public perception. The comments weren't just shady, they were ruthless. Why is she so pressed? Why is she crying if Hazel lying? This is guilt behavior. The internet turned into a panel of emotional detectives diagnosing her in real time. The moment Chrisean's meltdown hit the algorithm, the celebrity world reacted like someone pulled the emergency brake on a moving train. Everybody who ever side-eyed Chrisean, ever whispered about her chaos, or ever pretended to wish her well, suddenly popped out like they'd been waiting backstage for this exact moment. Tamar Braxton jumped in first with her signature passive-aggressive shade, posting a cryptic message about women who throw stones then cry when rocks come back. The timing was suspiciously perfect. Fans immediately tied it to Hazel's drag session, and Tamar didn't deny it, she just liked comments laughing at Chrisean's meltdown. That alone sent Twitter into meltdown #2. The Masika entered like she'd been summoned by a messy spell. She dropped a tweet saying, Hazel been telling y'all the truth for years, which aged her beef with Hazel like expired milk but instantly turned her into a supporting character in the scandal. Suddenly people were doing deep dives on old LHH fights, connecting dots nobody asked for, and rebranding Hazel as some kind of misunderstood prophet. It was chaotic, it was biased, it was wildly entertaining, and none of it helped Chrisean's situation. Every celebrity validation made Hazel's accusations sound less like shade and more like testimony. Meanwhile, Blueface, who absolutely lives for any moment Chrisean looks unstable, jumped on Instagram stories with the subtlety of a malfunctioning fire alarm. He posted a laughing emoji, a popcorn gif, and a clip of Chrisean yelling in slow motion. He didn't need to say her name. The internet understood. His petty little stunt made Hazel's accusations look like they hit deeper than anyone expected. Fans dragged him for being a professional instigator, but others said his reaction confirmed everything Hazel claimed. For once, Blueface didn't have to talk to cause damage. His silence and emojis did all the wrecking. As celebrity reactions stacked up, the memes reached a new level of disrespect. TikTok creators turned Hazel's rant into dramatic monologues with thunderstorm sound effects. Others put Chrisean's meltdown over intense workout music, calling it PTSD from Hazel Nation. PTSD from Hazel Nation. One meme put Chrisean inside a courtroom with Hazel as the judge banging a gavel made of receipts. Another had Zeus network executives smiling in the background like proud parents watching their child cause chaos at school. The internet transformed the fight into a cinematic universe of slander that Chrisean had zero control over, the funniest and by funniest. I mean, messiest part was how fans treated Hazel like she suddenly had a PhD in criminology. Comment sections overflowed with people saying things like, Hazel Ben knew what was up. Hazel always kept it real, and y'all owe Hazel-E an apology. 3 days earlier, half the same people claimed Hazel was irrelevant. But that's how the internet works. Credibility is a coupon that gets activated only when it benefits the narrative. Hazel, of course, basked in the glow like a queen receiving overdue recognition, reposting her praise with the calm arrogance of someone who absolutely loves being right in the middle of the madness. An old video resurfaced of Chrisean bragging about how she don't care who don't like her, period. Under normal circumstances, it was typical Chrisean bravado. But with Hazel's allegations floating around, fans twisted it into a confession of guilt. They dissected her tone, her posture, her blinking rate, even her eyebrow movement. Commentators went full psychologist, claiming she displayed avoidance patterns, confidence masking anxiety, and classic denial tactics. None of these people were trained professionals. But the internet treated them like certified experts anyway. Then a minor celebrity, someone with more followers than talent, claimed they once witnessed Chrisean causing a behind-the-scenes meltdown for fun. The immediate source wasn't reliable at all, but the timing made it go viral instantly. They hinted at explosive behavior, volatile attitudes, and fake tough girl energy. Again, no proof. Again, total chaos. The internet doesn't need evidence, it needs perfect scandal synergy. And Hazel had lit the match. Every rumor now got treated like fact because the timing aligned with the public's favorite sport. Dragging someone who's already spiraling, Chrisean tried posting a video attempting to set the record straight. But instead of calming anything, she ranted for 5 minutes straight while walking around her house like the floor was on fire. She yelled about being tired of fake people, tired of the internet, tired of irrelevant clout chasers, but never addressed Hazel's claims directly. Viewers noticed immediately. Comment after comment read, she dodging the real topic. She talking in circles. She mad but not denying. Chrisean's meltdown became the scandal's fuel. Every sentence she said felt like she was building Hazel's case for her. To make matters worse, someone slowed down Chrisean's rant and claimed they detected micro-expressions of guilt. That ridiculous phrase trended. Now the internet believed it had unlocked FBI-level behavioral analysis skills. People began stitching her video with lie detection breakdowns, adding red arrows pointing at her forehead veins, and claiming she exposed herself emotionally. Every unfiltered emotion she displayed became another piece of evidence. You can't win against an audience that invents clues out of thin air. Even YouTubers who normally talk about aliens, pyramids, or celebrity clones started covering the drama. Titles like Hazel-E drops FACTS on Chrisean, and is Chrisean really the problem? Flooded the trending page. Their analysis was mostly vibes and dramatic music, but viewers ate it up. And the more creators talked about it, the bigger the scandal got. Hazel's rant didn't just expose Chrisean, it activated the entire influencer economy. Every reaction video, every commentary clip, every stitch profited off the mess. The more content created, the more the narrative cemented. Chrisean was looking guilty, and then came the plot twist nobody expected. Hazel hinted she wasn't done talking. She said she had more to say and was only getting started. That single sentence sent shockwaves across every platform. People begged her to drop the rest. Others panicked for Chrisean, and Chrisean herself reacted like she had just been sentenced to emotional jail, pacing in the background of her Instagram story as if her soul was trying to escape. Hazel dangling more dirt over her head created a cliffhanger so intense it made the internet collectively hold its breath as Hazel hinted she had more too. The internet transformed into a ticking time bomb of anticipation. Every platform, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, even dusty Facebook groups turned into digital war rooms waiting for the next explosion. And Chrisean? She was unraveling faster than cheap lace front glue in a rainstorm. Her energy shifted from angry to paranoid, from defensive to spiraling, from loud to panicked. She knew Hazel wasn't bluffing. Hazel isn't the type to drop half a bomb. She drops the whole nuke, reloads, and then drops another. The silence between Hazel's promise and her next move felt like emotional torture for Chrisean. The consequences started hitting immediately. Blogs stopped treating Chrisean like the chaotic fan favorite and started describing her as unstable, problematic, and a walking PR disaster. Even Zeus Network, influencers, people who thrive on unhinged behavior, hinted that Chrisean had gone too far this time. That's when you know things are bad. When people who flip tables for a living think you are too chaotic. Her reputation, once built on wild charisma, was now collapsing under the weight of Hazel's accusations. The storyline shifted from Chrisean the fighter to Chrisean the fraud. The fallout didn't stop with her image. Her relationships took major hits. People in her circle quietly unfollowed her to avoid being dragged into the mess. Even some die-hard supporters admitted they were confused and disappointed. Meanwhile, Hazel's quiet confidence made everything worse. She wasn't posting nonstop. She wasn't yelling. She wasn't panicking. She was doing the one thing that scares the internet the most: being calm. Calmness in a scandal is like a shark's fin in the water, silent, dangerous, and guaranteed to cause panic. And Chrisean? She was splashing like someone drowning in 2 feet of water, but the most brutal blow came when Hazel posted a subtle but devastating clip. Her sitting in her car, sunglasses on, smirking slightly as she said, "Funny how the truth always comes out on its own." She didn't mention names. She didn't show receipts. She didn't expose anything else. Yet that 5-second clip hit the internet harder than any paragraph-long rant. Fans immediately interpreted it as confirmation. Comment sections exploded with "she's talking about Chrisean" and "part 2 loading." Chrisean had already lost control of the narrative. Now she was losing control of her own reactions. She attempted a calm response, but her version of calm still sounded like emotional thunder. She said Hazel was weird, obsessed, and jealous, but her voice was cracking like her mental stability couldn't keep up with her insults. People in the comments pointed out that she looked like she hadn't slept. Others said her tone had shifted from angry bravado to fear. Her attempt to take back control only added more fuel to Hazel's claims. When someone defending themselves looks panicked, the internet decides they're guilty even when they're not. Then came the fan theories, wild, messy, and completely void of logic. Some said Hazel and Chrisean had beef that goes back years. Others claimed Chrisean messed with one of Hazel's connections. A few conspiracy theorists insisted the two had a secret falling out that reality TV never revealed. None of it was verified. None of it was confirmed. All of it went viral. The internet doesn't care about evidence, it cares about the drama that feels right, regardless of reality. And Hazel's drag session felt like long overdue payback. So people ate up every breadcrumb dot. As Chrisean's meltdown continued, the internet began diagnosing her like an open case file. Commentators claimed she was displaying guilt projection. TikTok creators made videos analyzing her tone and body language, complete with dramatic music and red arrows pointing to random parts of her face. Even YouTubers who normally review movies or react to viral videos suddenly became behavioral experts, breaking down Chrisean's emotional pattern like they were decoding a murder confession. The internet is ruthless. It doesn't just expose you. It dissects you for entertainment. Hazel's supporters multiplied by the hour. People who never liked her suddenly praised her as refreshing, honest, and fearless. Old enemies stayed quiet because even they didn't want to smoke with someone this calm and dangerous. Meanwhile, Chrisean's fans tried defending her but kept getting drowned out by the overwhelming chorus of Hazel was right and Chrisean is spiraling. For a brief moment, Hazel-E became the voice of reason in a celebrity catastrophe. No one saw that plot twist coming. The final blow came when one of Chrisean's own former associates, someone who used to hype her, publicly posted a subliminal message. Sometimes you gotta stop protecting people who don't protect themselves. They didn't tag her. They didn't mention her name. But the timing was too perfect to ignore. The internet immediately tied it to Hazel's scandal. Now the narrative wasn't just Hazel versus Chrisean, it was Hazel. Social media, influencers, and insiders all on one side while Chrisean stood alone. Yelling into a hurricane dot by the end of the week, the damage was done. Chrisean's reputation took a hit she couldn't laugh off, fight off, or cry through. Hazel's calm, steady, confident read exposed cracks in Chrisean's armor no one noticed before. It forced fans to reconsider everything they thought they knew about her. And it left Chrisean scrambling, spiraling, and desperately trying to shift a narrative that had already run off without her. She didn't just lose the argument, she lost the perception war dot, and if you survived this entire emotional demolition, Derby Hazel's calm nuclear bombs, Chrisean's cardio-level meltdowns, and the internet diagnosing everyone without a single psychology degree, congratulations. You officially have a stronger mental backbone than half of Hollywood. Because what we just witnessed wasn't a feud. It wasn't drama. It wasn't even a scandal. No, this was a cinematic, slow-motion, multi-angle digital takedown with Hazel-E, starring as the unexpected villain-hero hybrid and Chrisean Rock scrambling like her phone battery hit 1%. And trust me, this saga is far from over dot, so before the next meltdown erupts, because with Chrisean, chaos reloads faster than Zeus Network can sign a new contract, make sure you smash that like button like it owes you rent. Hit subscribe with the same force Hazel used when she dragged Chrisean's entire personality across the algorithm. And turn on notifications like your life depends on it, because around here at Trend Tattle, the scandals don't knock, they kick the door open. Steal your snacks, flip your table, and livestream the aftermath. You do not want to miss the next explosion. Drop a comment below and tell me your take. Was Hazel exposing real truth? Was Chrisean's meltdown proof she got caught slipping? Or is this a rare case of two chaotic energies colliding at the worst possible moment? Give me theories, conspiracies, messy predictions. This comment section is where detectives, trolls, and truth seekers unite in glorious mayhem. Because this is Trend Tattle, where we investigate the outrageous, exaggerate the unbelievable, clown the guilty, analyze the petty, and turn every celebrity slip-up into a blockbuster event. Stay tuned, stay loud, stay messy, because the next scandal is already warming up backstage.